Jim Parquet here with VPX Baseball, and today I'm going to teach you what it takes to hit an inside pitch, right? Everybody really concentrates on that outside pitch. That's kind of a hitter's bread and butter. The inside pitch, man, that's us pitchers' best friend. That's where we kind of go when we're looking hard, is to bring that ball in, because we all know this is the hardest pitch in baseball to hit consistently. Not really to get to it and pull good wood, but to actually keep it fair. How often do you see this ball go into the stands on the pull side? Foul. More times than not, right? But if we provide the good swing mechanics and movements into hitting this baseball when we're trying to compete, obviously we could really keep this fair and exploit or take away one of the pitcher's biggest weapons. I'm a former big league pitcher, and I'm gonna tell you, guys who could turn on this pitch in any count are very dangerous. Guys where I felt like as I could bring the ball closer to you, those guys, I felt like I could get you out a little easier, right? So, kind of give you perspective on what big league hitters are trying to accomplish here. Obviously, as the hitters count improves, us pitchers, 70 to 75% of the time, will move the ball away. But yet, at the big league level, those balls are being pulled, okay? And then, obviously, when we're getting into more pitching counts, analytics show the ball is being hit over here because they're defending against this a little more, right? But at the end of the day, a hitter has to know that any given moment, based upon his approach, hitting count, right, lefty, hitting count, pitching count, I, as a pitcher, can come inside at any given moment. If you're gonna be an impact hitter, which is what we train here at VPX Baseball, you have to prove to the pitcher that at any given moment, you still can pull this pitch, fight it off, keep it fair, do damage, but at least get to it in a way, right? You got 2 strikes, so you're battling. You don't need to be able to prove to a pitcher that you just smashed this ball, right? I mean, obviously, it'd be great, but realistically, because we're competing against this, we're probably not going to be on this as much. But we can't get to a point where we're in 2 strikes or getting into more of a pitcher's count that the pitcher just knows, hey, I can start blowing the ball inside this guy, and he's not going to be able to really hurt me, right? So kind of what hitters and pitchers or what hitters are required to do to hit this pitch, okay? The first portion of becoming a great impact hitter is your OPCs have to match up, all right? So if we're that internet hitter that we see all across, that youth baseball, high school baseball, where we're hit it and doink it where it's pitched, right, so to speak, and we're getting our base hit rather than doing damage on this pitch, right? When a pitcher makes a mistake, we don't want a base hit, we want to do damage and make him pay, right? That's not just with a little single most of the time. That's with doubles, triples, off the wall, home runs, big swings, okay? But on the internet, they're like telling you, get this ball deep and hit it like this, right? And we talk about this all the time, where guys are this way on that ball and just peppering and wearing out that 6-hole for lefty and 4-hole for righty. They might get a double here and there, but because that left fielder or the corner outfielder has been recruited based upon mommy and daddy paying or writing a nasty email to the AD at their high school that their son needs to be in the lineup, a lot of times we don't have an athletic left fielder or right fielder or as athletic as when you get into the college and pro levels, where you are required to be an impact hitter and you can't pay your way into that lineup, right? So this guy right here that keeps doinking and hits maybe 3-something in high school is going to see a huge performance drop off because that left fielder and right fielder have been recruited to have speed, reaction, and cover more ground. On goes the story. Plus, if it's that ground ball, you made your living ground balls like through the holes, kind of, so to speak. Man, that shortstop, that second baseman, the third baseman, and first baseman had all been recruited to have more athleticism and basically what we say, close the gap. So those little ground balls and those bleeders, oftentimes at that next level, turn into outs and easy outs and give us pitchers confidence, right? Now you're probably thinking, hey, you don't know what you're talking about, Parquet, you're just a pitcher and whatever. Again, I'm gonna say, my job is to know hitting. My paycheck the amount in each paycheck is determined based upon how much I know in hitting. Because if I'm giving you your pitch and not reading what you're doing and understanding the swing and all of those things, I'm going to give you your pitch in the time that you're looking for, and therefore you're on base, right? So I have to know pitching, and I train a lot of, or I have to know hitting, and I train a lot of hitting at the top levels of the game. The first thing that we work on is making sure our OPCs match up. This is where a big league hitter wants this ball. He's going to put this to second baseman. Lefty, obviously righty, it'd be shortstop to second base, right? And they're taking this ball middle to the slight pull side in a hitter's count by having great separation spread and being able to, that's right up the middle. If I had muscles, that ball's gone, okay? Check out our other videos on all of the components that go into optimizing and being an impact hitter to be able to do damage. Will we have to hit this ball here and go there? Of course. But if we're in a hitter's count, man, we got to pound this baseball, right? And that's right over here, okay? Now you watch big league hitters in whatever it is, and they do bring this back because we have to train this back portion. The reason why is it's going to correlate to the inside. In order to hit this pitch here, I have to work on equal and opposite reactions. The more I'm back, the more I have barrel manipulation and plate coverage. The more I'm front, or the more I'm top heavy, or the more my hips are not supporting my upper half, the less plate coverage I have. It's equal and opposite reactions, right? Here or here. It's scientific theorem. It's not me making it up. That's Sir Isaac Newton, okay? So when we train this deep portion, we've got to stay behind the baseball in order to do damage there. I went out front, and look what happened, right? If I stay back here longer with my head, boom, then the ball starts to rise, and I'm hitting that more towards the shortstop. You get the idea, check out the other videos. Here's why the inside pitch is so hard to hit. Because, first of all, if I'm that pay-to-play kind of guy, and I've just been doinking it, this is my OPC. I'm gonna show you right here, okay? For this, I'm gonna do that where we're pulling off and kind of doinking this pitch here, right? Okay? That's about where I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna say kind of like right in here, all right? That's where my barrel will get in the zone and kind of work, but because I've got a lot of bad components, I'm gonna pull off. I really don't have any other opportunity. I gotta let the ball get deep. But what happens if the ball's thrown here, okay? And this, theoretically, can just be velocity out here too. It doesn't need to be actually placed here. It could just be velocity that really gets up on you, okay? So we're gonna deal with it here. This OPC, okay, so you're right here. We're just gonna go right here. This is your OPC. This is the area that you can really get your base hit, okay? This inside pitch, if I go in the same spot and I do the turn and burn and just barrel lag to barrel drag that you see all across, and then it's cutting the zone like this, foul balls all the time. Let's see where that inside pitch is. That's foul. I gotta bring it up higher. Okay? Again, cage bomber lifestyle. I'm not gonna get really good depth and separation. I'm gonna just be soft, quiet, compact, and I'm just gonna be more rotational, which is what those guys are. I still can't get to it. Let me try to move it back here. Man, I don't even know where this one is. A terrible swing. About right in there. That feels good, but here's the problem. The ball's doing this. It's going there. I smashed that, but then, hey, it's 0-1 or 0-2, right? So, here's your OPCs. Let's just say this, okay? That's the OPC. What I mean by that, okay, here's where you can hit that inside. This is not a good hitter because in order to hit that outside, I'm here. But when the pitcher comes in, I've got to bring my barrel, which is actually what hits the bat, not my hands. Hands don't hit the ball. The barrel hits the ball. I got to bring my hands from here all the way over to here. We're talking 3 feet of travel. Once us pitchers start to figure it out, we get a little man streak, we start getting some spice on the ball, a little wrinkle, we know what we're doing, you're out of the game. You got no shot to compete and be an impact hitter by going here and then having to go all the way here. Plus, you really can't keep this fair. You got to be too perfect to keep this fair, okay? Now, if you think I'm wrong, go Google it. Go Google it. Do you see this guy in the big leagues that has this OPC? Of course he's going to hit the ball back here, but he's got an OPC that's here, all the way through. And then this inside is here. And what happens is they match up. They match up to 20 degrees or less. That is the key, okay? So how do I get to where, I'm going to kind of be theoretical here, okay? Here's that outside pitch, okay? Here's that outside pitch, boom. Do damage on that, okay? Right there. Here's the inside pitch for me. Bet you this is about where it's at right here. How do I get to this point right here? Yep. Right over second base, hard line drive again. Have muscles, that ball's gone. How do I get into that 20-25% range? Well, it's simple. I stay behind the ball longer. That way, I'm not giving up real estate, and that's the key to hitting a good hard fastball right here, is maintaining your real estate, okay? Outside pitch, I gotta really stay behind it. Inside, I have to stay even more behind it. So I'm gonna show you kind of how this works here. Put my back foot where it is every single time, so that way you can see it. If I go this way and give up real estate over the plate, or go this way and give up real estate towards the pitcher, or a combination of both, right? Which is a lot of guys that go like this. Watch what happens. So I've got this pitch here, okay? Here, that's right on the block. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna stay tall and work this ball here. Right over second base, nice line drive, it's straight, okay? Watch what happens when I give real estate up here, which is gonna cause me to cast and roll. I'm gonna exaggerate it here. I'm gonna be good. Can't do it. Same exact pitch. That's off my handle, okay? I have to get it out front, okay? Now watch what happens when I give real estate up forward here, and which is gonna cause me to go here, and then I'm gonna wrap. I'm not gonna stay behind it, okay? Exaggeration here, I can't get to it. Jam central, okay? Now again, this is static, and there's a big difference between sitting here and doing mobility training on something that is just basically placed that a chimpanzee can figure out, compared to seeing 85, 90 with sliders, cutters, and more importantly, you don't know when he's gonna give this to you, okay? So how do we do this? When we compete, is we stay behind it longer. The second portion is you've gotta clear your hips early to get this barrel here, okay? To keep it fair. If you stay linear too long, or you slot too long and do what we constantly have to fix, is bring the knob to the ball a long time. Let me bring the knob to the ball here. Can't get to it, okay? Even if my head stays back, I'm gonna bring my knob to the ball and slot too long. That's right off the end. That feels like it's like right here, okay? So watch what happens when I clear my hips early. As you see, big league guys, right? Ball comes in, 95, they're like this. They go, bam, and you see that. They've cleared their hips early. Now, if they hit an outside pitch like that, they would hit it back here a lot more, but they're still in the game right here. Because, I turn this side, well, I'll just go right here. If I'm looking kind of inner half and the guy gives me outside, I could still be in the game a little because I stayed back. But watch what happens when my head goes forward. That's already a roll. You can see that when I'm competing, it's gonna be like that, no chance. But if I stay behind it, I'm good if I cleared my hips early. And then if he gave me my pitch, man, I'm real good, right? So if I clear my hips right here, maintain my real estate, boom, I'm good, right? I'm right there, okay? Now granted, I didn't hit that right because I'm really exaggerating for you. Let's see if I can do it here, where I'm clearing my hips. There it is. That's actually between second base and second baseman, okay? When I clear early. The other way to hit a pitch on the inside is to throw your top hand, because, hey, I'm looking inside, you gave it to me, I'm kind of gonna stay away from the ball, maintain longer because it stands me up, bam, I'm right here, thanks for coming. Now, we're not gonna be perfect all the time. So the second way is, maybe I'm not sure, or I'm in an even count. It's a fastball count, but it's even. I'm gonna be a little late on it. To make up time, a good hitter is gonna use his hands his top hand to bring the barrel around earlier, okay? Because you see this a lot on the slow motion, and hey, go on Twitter and Instagram to see that stuff. You'll see them right here, and they're looking like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna be a little late. And what happens? You see this top hand throw that barrel. Mike Trout does a tremendous job at it, and that's why he's so successful. So this ball got up on me, right? Because I didn't clear my hips early. I feel that, and I'm gonna compete here, right here. Watch this, okay? Again, I've gotta maintain my real estate and stay behind it longer than the outside. Watch what happens here when I throw my barrel, because this ball is too far. It's gotten up on me compared to if I was ready for it, because this would be easy, right? Now, if I wasn't ready and I was just working out here, it'd be out a little further, but let me make up time here, okay? Make up time. That's basically right over the second baseman, okay? If I do it slow, okay, I'm gonna do it slow, boom, made up time. From here, I'm good. I feel that ball is really getting up on me, I make up time, right? Throw your top hand or throw your barrel more at this ball, okay? And they do that, so think about this. You hear guys take your hand right to the ball, right? Punch the ball, or stay inside of it. They stay inside so that they have more flexibility to be able to manipulate here, or if it's outside, they stay inside and then throw their hands, right? Hence, hit with your hands, okay? Again, I'm going to take my top hand and make time up right here, okay? So you get the idea on those two different aspects to being able to hit, right? The inside pitch, I can either, if I'm really on you, I'll just clear my hips a little more, but make sure that you stay back longer, right? Or you clear them earlier or more degrees of it, and you stay behind it. If you get out here and do it, then you're gonna roll. So again, make sure you clear your hips if you're on it. If you've got to make up time, and that's a feel thing, you've got to get your barrel there more, which is more top hand, or throw your hand or punch the ball in a more directional movement, right? But the cornerstone and foundation to hitting an inside pitch is staying behind it. You cannot give real estate up. You cannot give real estate up. And when that ball comes, you can't give real estate up this way. If you feel the heat of the ball, or you see that trajectory or that vector, you recognize it early. It should stand you up and keep you here. And the stiller your head is, the more your lower half can work. Clear your hips if you're on it. And if you feel that it's on you just a little, then throw your barrel a little more. That's why the inside pitch is so hard to hit, especially at the big league level, because you have two different ways to hit it. There's a feel factor to it. It's not cookie cutter, and to be honest with you, it varies with hitter to hitter based upon lower half power, kind of tendencies and things like that, right? So much more that goes into this. We're going to talk about them through this series. This is just the beginning and the tip of the iceberg to help you hit that inside pitch. Check out our other videos, as well as got a full line of products to get you to the big leagues.